So Ashton sent me this article, and I'm sure some of you may have already seen this by now, where you have this high school wrestling coach by the name of Dave Hollenb, who decided it would be a good idea to take this picture of a knee being put on his neck with him looking to the side, smiling and giving the thumbs up, imitating George Floyd's last moments. When I tell you, this is my mantra right here, when I tell you these motherfuckers are not far removed from their ancestors, believe me when I say those words. When I saw this, it reminded me instantly of when Trayvon Martin was first murdered. And you had them palm-colored motherfuckers out there doing something called Trayvoning, where they would throw on a hoodie, get some Skittles, and an Arizona iced tea, and lay out on the ground pretending to be shot. And they had the bullet holes in and everything. They even did that during Halloween. They love to mock when our individuals are, when people who are black people, when they get murdered. Because they see it as a form of entertainment. They love seeing us die. They love seeing us in the position of death. Tack on the fact that many of them have an obsession with death. It's a very scary combination. But this guy also goes on to say that he's not a racist. Can someone tell me if this is an actual wrestling maneuver? Because this seems like something that wouldn't even be a wrestling move. And if it was, or if it is, it should be an illegal one. Let me go ahead and read this. It says a high school wrestling coach in the town of Spanaway, Washington, drew criticism this week after he wrote a Facebook post that mocked the death of George Floyd and defended the police officers involved in the tragedy. Local news station KOMO reports that wrestling coach Dave Hollenb this week posted a photo of himself smiling and giving a thumbs up signal, while another person put their knee on the back of his neck, a clear reference to the video showing a terrorist with his knee on George Floyd's neck shortly after he died. Hollenb said that the photo proved that Floyd couldn't have died from having an officer keeping a knee on the back of his neck, even though Floyd was pleading with the officer that he was having trouble breathing. So this bastard did this to try to prove some point that there's no way that he could have possibly died from his neck being crushed by this terrorist's knees. What they didn't show is the fact that on the other side of the car is that he was also being held down by a couple of other terrorists while he was handcuffed behind his back. So Dave Hollenb, I need to ask you a question. Were your hands cuffed? Hell no, because you see that they're free. Did you have two other people holding you down? No. And the person who did this probably wasn't even applying that much pressure on your neck. Nor were you laid out on concrete. These bitches know exactly what the fuck they are doing. Like I said in the previous video, take away their power and their wealth, and they are nothing more than dust in the wind. He says, not dead yet, he wrote about having someone pin their knee on his neck. I'm doing this for our police, our terrorists. The media is a race baiting machine, and I'm tired of it. I'm going to speak out every time. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, but I love all people. Wake up, America. He just sounds like someone who wakes up and has his cup of Fox News every goddamn morning. When contacted by KOMO, Hollenb apologized if anyone found his post offensive. You can keep your sad ass apology. Fuck you and your goddamn apology. But he insisted that he didn't mean to downplay the death of a black man. Yes, the fuck you did. You just said that I'm not dead yet. And you had someone post a picture or pose with you with their knee on your neck. And you wrote that post up there. Yes, you did. Plan to mock a dead. Now you see why I say when the shit happens to them, I feel nothing. This is exactly why. Shit like this is exactly why. People keep trying to say, oh, you need to find the good in everybody. No, the fuck I don't. If anything, thanks to the internet, I'm seeing the evil in a lot of people, even some people that I didn't even expect to see it in. But as far as I'm concerned, fuck him and anybody who thinks like him. He says, I'm not a racist man, Hollenbeck said. Well, in that case, if you're not racist, the next time a palm-colored person dies in some kind of form of fashion, I need to see you have that same energy that you had with this one. I need to see you pose in the same way, in the same manner that they died in. I don't have that in me. My children don't have that in them. I didn't instill that in them. I'm sorry that I offended anybody. That was not my point. I was trying to show something. Well, what the hell were you trying to show? If this was supposed to be your idea of a joke or something comedic, we're not laughing. However, you are a clown and you are a joke. Hollenbeck, no, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not going to call him that. Hollenb bitch then said that his experience as a wrestling coach qualified him to determine that Floyd couldn't have died from having a cop putting his knee on the back of his neck. I have a specialty in fighting on the ground, and I know that just putting your knee on the back, to me, I would say that's not going to lead to death, he said, before adding, now, did he have other underlying issues? Maybe. The Bethel School District says it's launching an investigation. Fuck their investigation. They ain't about to do shit to this man. They're going to keep him right on the goddamn roster. That's why I say I feel absolutely nothing when shit happens to them. I don't. I really don't. And these are the type of stories they're going to try to keep buried out of the media, because they don't want to show them in a certain way. Well, that's too damn late. Thanks to social media, we've seen every last one of your angles, and every last one of them is shitty. So fuck Dave Hollenb bitch with his bitch ass. They enjoy seeing black people dying, so they can make a mockery of it. But if you dare mock them when they die, not to say that we want to do it, because who wants to mock people dying? That's tacky. It's disrespectful. It's distasteful. But if we was to ever do that, oh, they would have the goddamn FBI, SWAT, U.S. Marshal, Interpol, hell, ICE, beating down your door. Should you dare mock them in death? Newsflash, palm-colored people, we don't think about you that much to want to mock you in death. We barely want to mock you while you're alive. Because if we wanted to mock you while you were alive, we would go out there and pretend like we are passed out somewhere in a street on Skid Row or some tent city with a goddamn heroin needle. If we wanted to mock you while you were alive and near death, that's a double whammy. Or we would go out here and pretend, you know, with your low birth rates and shit, we would mock that. But we don't care about you that much to do that. But we're always on your mind. You claim to hate us so much, but you pull this shit. You're gonna sit up there and try to... See, I think the thing that pisses me off even more about this situation is that this guy tried to insult my intelligence. And you know how I feel about my intelligence being insulted. And that's exactly what this motherfucker did right here. Well, see, I'm still alive. I'm not hurt. I'm not injured. And they put their knee on my neck. That's because you were posing for a picture, you stupid Of course, it wasn't going to injure you. But the thing is, George Floyd was not posing for a picture, you dumb bitch. And then they wonder why shit continues to happen to them. Nothing's going to happen to this guy. You heard that the school said they're going to launch their own investigation. Basically, they're going to find themselves or find him of no wrongdoing, and then it'll just go away. Well, I hope that the people, well, you know what their so-called internal investigation won't do, I'm almost certain that people on social media will have to do for them. It's not going to be the first time that people on social media have found the locations of these individuals. I bet you he made his Facebook page private. Not only did this guy imitate or mock this man dying and then being dead, but then he takes no accountability by saying what he did was not even racist. He said it doesn't make me racist. Well, like I said earlier, the next time one of your brethren or your sisterin ends up in a position where they are dying or they're dead and it makes national news, I want to see you have that same energy and mock them. But something tells me that he won't do it. I'm done talking about this motherfucker. Fuck him.